He's going to drop the throw. Fires deep along the right sideline for Alec Pierce. He's got it! Touchdown! Touchdown! Alec Pierce spikes it into the end zone. Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! A 32-yard grab over the shoulder snag.
I would never get tired of that intro. It was dope to see a 60-yard one recently.
Yeah, dude. I still love that intro. I can't wait to replace that one with someone from AR to whoever. I don't care who it's to. I don't care. But, hey, good evening, everybody. It is the crew. We are back. Tonight, we don't have anything crazy scheduled. So tonight, we're just going to talk. Q&A. So comments. Everybody in the comments, make sure you just bring your questions. We're just going to talk and bullshit tonight.
We're chilling.
How is everybody doing?
Oh, man, I'm awesome. We just got back from like a flea market. Been out there all day. I've been drinking and soaking up some sun, so it's been awesome. Hope you guys have been having a great weekend so far. It's been fun for me.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot as shit.
It's hot.
Bro, y'all are lucky I even made it, man. I was in the pool with the kids most of the day. I was about to fall asleep.
That's the life right there.
Bro, tell you, they went to go take a nap, and then I went to go work on a car.
You need a couple of these and you'll be all right.
Nah, trying not to do that.
Is that more soju, Trip?
You said what?
Is that more soju?
No. This is whiskey and Coke.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I got bourbon now.
Yeah. American this time.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to stay away from that for a while. I got some Celsius.
That's good stuff, too. That's good stuff. I drink one every day, just about.
I'm drinking this, because I don't drink alcohol. So this is it.
Hey, breaking news.
Hold on, breaking news. Breaking news. We have a special guest on tonight, Damon.
Hold on. Breaking news.
I ain't a special guest, bro. Relax.
Wait, hey, listen. Breaking news. After formally meeting with Jim Irsay, running back Jonathan Taylor has officially requested a trade from the Indianapolis Colts.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Where are you seeing that?
Yeah.
This is just being reported by Ian Rappaport on NFL Network. Jonathan Taylor has requested a trade.
Yeah, I'm seeing it too.
Bye. Get to stepping, Felicia.
I think I know what we're talking about today, boys.
Yeah, sounds like we're going back at the running back spot.
That is just now. That literally just dropped as we went live.
It literally just broke right now.
Jonathan Taylor is
I don't see anything, but I do see that Shane Steichen is live right now.
Look at Ian Rappaport's Twitter.
Bro,
I don't have Twitter.
this is not good for us at all, man.
No.
If we're just gonna be real here, this is our guiding light.
I'm not mad about it. No. I said I'm not mad about it because,
what could we yield back in return to provide better results?
Honestly, on the field, probably nothing.
We don't have an answer for that. That's the issue.
Draft pick wise, I mean, this is what we pay Steichen to do. Get it figured out.
I get it. And I mean, obviously, we have we're all excited about the Evan Hull kid, but man, just last week or the week before, we were talking about you can't replace JT. If you get rid of him, all you're going to do for the next couple years.
That's not what I said.
That's what I said.
That's not what I said.
Replace him.
Every running back is replaceable. That's the issue.
I mean, he can be replaced. It just it's not going to be the way in which they thought.
The issue is we didn't prepare to replace him.
Right. We thought we had more time.
If we did it like these owners have been doing it, where you keep the guy for 5 years and then you draft somebody to replace him, sure, but we weren't planning on doing that.
I mean, unless Evan Hull is the guy.
I think he is.
So,
I think it's going to be.
So I guess there was something that I missed. I guess Jim Irsay met with the media and he said, if I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that. The National Football League rolls on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes. It's a privilege to be a part of it.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not.
He's not wrong.
He said this too. It's not about talking about individual contract situations. It's about getting ready as soon as we can for the season. I'm not going to talk specifically about right time, wrong time. I'm hoping we can pull this shit together and be together for the season.
Hey, if Jonathan Taylor wants to play out, play him. If he wants traded, the Colts don't have to. He's under contract. so the Colts can keep him all year and field offers all year, and then get nothing and let him walk. And technically, if they really want to, they can tag him.
Where does this fucking come from, bro? This doesn't make any sense.
I think it's that agent, man.
Jonathan wants
I think that agent is whispering in his ear, but I feel like he would have got paid. Like we were just talking about this before we went live. It's like if he played this year out, he played well. Like Jim Irsay takes care of Colts that play well. He would have got a fair deal for a running back. Maybe not $20 million, but like he would have got a good deal.
I wonder if on the bus that was a conference call with JT's agent, JT, Irsay, and representatives.
So you guys want to know the crazy part about his agent, right? His agent is a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
Like he's from Miami.
Yeah, born and bred.
Everybody keeps talking about him going to Miami, and Miami's been looking for a running back for a while.
But that's my thing. Have them. They can't afford to pay them all.
That's fine. You can go ahead and give me a first rounder.
I'll take Jalen Waddle and a first round pick.
That's the problem.
They don't have picks.
Yeah,
they don't have.
Hey, give me Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. We can call it
right. I mean,
if that was the deal, sure, but no, we're gonna get like a third for this guy if we're lucky. Like
hey, I'll take hey, not a third rounder. I'll take Raheem Mostert and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, like
Jalen Waddle's not up for discussion though. Like, there's no way.
Okay, but that's not our problem. That means Jonathan Taylor ain't got a market.
This is
right.
fucking.
That's
still not a positive for us because that just takes away. That's just another distraction.
This whole issue is
trying to develop. Like
this whole issue is that Jonathan Taylor doesn't have a market to begin with. That's the reason he wants to be traded.
Yes,
but then no one's going to trade for it. So
exactly.
So he's screwed.
He's screwed.
He put himself in a corner, and the only way he gets out of it is doing exactly what he doesn't want to do, and that's shut up and play.
Yeah, and let's say this, right? Because you got to look at it too. I know this isn't the ideal way we wanted to go into the season, but we have guys in the running back room that were able to do it when Jonathan Taylor was down. So even if he requests trade, he sits out. Yeah, it's not just that one guy that makes those big plays that we need. It's multiple that are going to do it. So that gives us that's fine.
Well,
I mean, but it's proven. It's proven that it's happened. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to panic. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I explain?
Go ahead.
They could do it, Matt. You're 100% right there. But doing it and being fucking great at it are two different things. That's like saying I have a daily driver. It's a Ford F-150 that gets me to work every day, but I have a Ferrari outside that's going to get me to work 100 times fucking faster.
Listen, and that's fine.
80 yards into 150 yards. One is getting the yards, and the other one is demolishing a team. Yeah. I just don't. All you need is supplemental.
But we're not even a playoff contending.
We're not even legit, bro.
That's fine.
Hold on. All we need is efficiency. Yeah, that's all we need right now.
Yep, and
I'm not going to panic.
I just like this for AR too,
Yeah, but whoever wants to trade with us, like you got to give it up. Like Jonathan Taylor's on a $4 million deal. You get a Pro Bowler who's on his rookie deal, and you get to choose what you want to do with him.
Here's the thing,
that's not our problem. You have to offer that up. And yes, Eric Critchfield, thanks for coming here. We need to get to some of these comments here before we pass some people over. Anyone just see the breaking news? Yes, we actually just broke it here. I saw it actually as we were sharing this around. We just saw it, and I don't think anybody really on here has a problem with the show. Like, we just got our quarterback. We don't know if he's a guy or not.
Right.
It's like, why are we going to sit here and battle and pertain and argue over a position that obviously multiple GMs have said that they will replace very quickly? So I've never seen this as an issue. Yes, I wanted to be the guy to pay Jonathan Taylor, but at the same time, if you're going to request a trade, hey, what are you giving up?
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been hearing a lot of Miami. If they want to swing over a Jalen Waddle, let's get the deal done.
And my thoughts are,
I don't know who else is looking for it. I think the Jets. They were looking at Dalvin Cook, right?
I'll take Breece Hall.
We have some other teams around the league. Like, what are you willing to give up? Because
I don't know.
That's just pretty much what it is.
I don't know if the Jets are going to be willing to give up anything for Jonathan Taylor when they're about to sign up on Dalvin Cook. So, I mean, that's almost as good as done.
Well, they're trying to pay him $11 million. So, what would you do? Take it back off a 4-year deal where you can just let Jonathan Taylor come in and run.
So you want to trade? You want to trade more away? Instead of bring in a guy that's a free agent? Nah.
Why not? He's going to be on a 1 year. He's going to be on a 1 year deal regardless. So why not? Instead of paying Dalvin Cook, who's 3 years older, paying him $7 million more.
When you're trying to
1 year deal.
But you got to look at it from New York's perspective at this point. Like with New York, they're trying to build a roster right now, not trade away.
No, they're trying to win a championship.
Yeah, hold on. They're trying to build a roster right now. They're trying to win a championship with that roster. They're not trying to trade away a valuable piece to that roster for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but
instead, they're just going to add to it when they just opened money by restructuring Aaron Rodgers' deal, and he just lost $35 million.
But can I be honest with
Matt,
you, dude?
So, Matt, I understand what
Jonathan
you're saying.
Taylor or Delvin Cook? Which one are you taking?
I'm going to take
Taylor.
I'm taking JT 2 days on Sunday back to back every day.
That's fine,
for
but you have to look at it
younger.
from
And 3 years younger.
I don't agree with it from
and
New York's
you don't
perspective.
even have to. And then you don't even have to pay Breece Hall.
I don't even care.
You're
about
saving
that.
$35 million. So it's like, okay, where did we not go good with Aaron Rodgers? You got $35 million sitting there to pay whoever else you want to bring in instead of paying Dalvin Cook $11 million. You just trade for Jonathan Taylor. You're paying him $7 million less to do the same amount of work that you're going to get from Breece Hall.
They're not going to give. They're not going to give up that value.
So even if you say, okay, we'll have JT for 1 year and let him walk, you still got a Breece Hall sitting in your back.
If you're talking it from a value standpoint, Matt, you're right. We're not going to get very much, if anything. I think the Colts will get, if they're lucky, a third to a fourth round pick out of this.
Yeah,
because running backs have zero value on the market. None. But I do think, yes, losing Jonathan Taylor's production is huge for Indianapolis, especially for AR's development.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about from New York's perspective.
Oh, right.
They're not going to trade away their value for that, right? Because because you know how Chris Ballard and Jim Irsay are. They're stingy. With a guy like Jonathan Taylor, they're not just going to lay away and give you whatever.
That anonymous statement.
Somebody like New York.
Right. That anonymous statement where it says, I'll draft a guy in the first round and tag him and send him on his way. That's 100% of Chris Ballard saying. Like, that is Chris Ballard.
But now if you look at somebody on the NFC side or somebody who's not potentially in our way, then maybe.
Who would, other than San Francisco and Philadelphia, who really isn't competing on the NFC side? Detroit, he would be badass in Detroit.
They already have like 3 running backs.
But that's the thing. What would Detroit give up?
The Rams, they need a running back more than probably.
I mean, look. It doesn't. There's like 31 teams that saw this and their eyebrows went up, even if they have guys. Like every team is going to call about it,
right?
Offering a fucking 4th rounder. Like I think the best scenario for us is to just get it done as quick as possible.
Absolutely.
Focus on, I don't give a shit. I know we're not getting anything back. I give a shit. Like JT's one of my favorite players. I fucking hate this right now.
He's the best player on our team.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
He's the best player on our team.
Upset about this. But
second best.
If this is how it's going to go,
he's the best.
Take the deal, get him
no
out of
argument
here,
to me.
and let's move on.
I guess I'm not mad about this because I truly think that our offensive line will be improved. And I truly believe that we're going to lean on AR anyway. To me, this is confirmation that AR starting day 1, week 1, because of the simple fact that he's mobile. And they're going to use his mobility in the run game because he gives you a legit mobile run game threat day 1. And then you have Hall, you have Moss, you have Jackson, and I assume we'll sign another running back after this, after JT's gone, unless we get one traded who will be a valuable asset. It's going to have to be. And if we don't get anything for him, hey, man, thanks. But the way I see it, out of sight, out of mind, if that's what he wanted, hey, that's on JT. All he can do now is, just shut up and play.
Sucks, man.
Real quick here, we got a new commenter, James Timms. Hey, guys, how you think the Colts are going to do this season? And who do you think is going to have the biggest impact on the team?
Well, I think we're seeing a pretty big impact right now.
Yeah.
JT fucking leaving is going to have somewhat of a major impact on how this team moves forward.
I think defensively we're in a good spot. If we can get offensively, if we can just get a consistent running game, a value running game, not necessarily a running game that has one guy who gets 100 yards, but multiple.
It's more than that though. I understand what you guys are saying. The numbers are replaceable. They are. Between the fucking 3 guys that we have and whoever else we bring in, we can get 100 yards rushing. We can get 120 yards rushing between all of them. But none of those guys bring that threat. None of those guys bring that one cut that can end the game. Like
JT has that special.
That's my issue there.
JT special in that, and that can't be argued. No one can argue that. He touched the ball one time. It could possibly be 6. Like
every single time,
I don't like Jim Irsay handling this the way he did, bro.
No,
I mean, this
not at all.
This is not good. I'm reading up right now on some of the stuff that he's saying. This guy seems like he is blowing a .3 at the moment talking. So I highly doubt he made any situation better. I think that he only made this worse, bro. I don't think that I don't think JT wins that conversation, won a trade. That's just my opinion, and maybe we'll find out more about it. But
you think he called him on his BS?
Honestly, I think this could be very like a Lamar Jackson situation where you're just requesting the trade to make these guys move.
Yeah.
You know, you make somebody's feet hot. You make somebody's feet hot. What are they going to do? They're going to dance. So it's like either you respect my value and you trade me, you call my bluff, or you pay me. Like obviously, he just said before training camp started that he wants to be a Colt for his career, like Lamar Jackson has said. What did he also do? He requested a trade. Austin Eckler, what did he do? Requested a trade. Didn't get traded. Buda Baker, what did he do? He requested a trade. So this is just one of those things where the Colts haters are just going to love to feed off of this.
Right.
I'm going to sit here and argue to the point that, he requested a trade, blah, 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 blah. So you guys are in the mud now, blah, blah, blah. Like there's been plenty of people who asked for a trade and it went a way that they didn't want to. At the end of the day, you still got to see it play out. So if he gets traded, I mean, we want Jonathan Taylor. We think he's going to be better for the development of A-Line.
Right.
That's my whole thing.
Am I sitting here dying if we trade Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Bro, we've traded Eric Dickerson. We've traded
Marshall Faulk.
We've let Edgerrin James walk. Like, I mean, we let Peyton Manning walk, bro, that I didn't want to walk. Like, at the end of the day, the team will still move forward. So it's like, do I want Jonathan Taylor? Yes, I do. I want him on this team.
But only one of those times did our team ever get better.
Exactly. So it's like at the end of the day.
But that's my issue too, though.
I mean, but it's like, really, what are we expecting, though? Like, if we end up winning 3 games, guess what? I'm cheering because we about to get Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
so everybody keeps acting like I'm going to be mad if we don't have some major successful season when I don't think we're going to win much anyway. So if we let go of JT, that's literally just development for everywhere else. And guess what? There will be another running back who comes out that will be like, Jonathan Taylor, who? Like, I mean, like at the end of the day, you're going to move on. Like if this was DeForest Buckner,
yeah,
I'd probably be.
Yeah,
I'd be
crying.
Pretty upset right now. Like
I'll do you one better. If this was Michael Pittman Jr., I would be more upset than it was Jonathan Taylor.
No.
I would. I know I shit on Pittman Jr. all the time. So I feel like losing Pittman Jr. would be a bigger loss than losing Jonathan Taylor.
That's
definitely not.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Here's why. Here's why. I've said it before.
Please explain.
You can replace a run game. They will do enough to supplement a run game, but quality receivers like Pittman Jr., who consistently get open, consistently make tough catches, and consistently are a reliable asset for a quarterback, they don't come around very often.
But no, there's like 12 of them. There's like 12 to 15 guys exactly like MPJ in the league. There's like 3 guys like
Are they all available? Are they all available on free agency right now?
Is anyone like JT available?
In my opinion, like I agree with Trev. There's like 12 or 15 guys that are just like MPJ.
Right.
MPJ's style is easily replaceable. There's only about, I would actually say there's only one running back in the NFL today that's just like Jonathan Taylor, and that is Nick Chubb. That's it.
100%.
Derrick Henry's not. Derrick Henry's just a big one-trick pony, but
I was never a fan of paying running backs. I'm not going to be a fan of paying running backs now, but to me, I don't look at this as a loss.
I understand.
I really don't see it as a loss. I see it as a gain. It's a short-term loss is a capital gain because – what comes of this is overall player development and potential to fill other areas. So, I'm not going to get mad.
In my opinion, that's the same with MPJ.
I know Trev wants to go real quick. So, I don't think it's the same as MPJ because obviously we've seen more production out of JT than we've seen out of MPJ.
Yeah, but running back's the easiest position to fix.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying I just don't see it as the same type of value there. Go ahead, Trev.
Yeah, I don't want to do the thing. I understand what you're saying, Zach. I'm not coming at you. I know a lot of fans do this where a player wants out, like we saw the Ravens do this just now with Lamar Jackson. Whenever a player like expresses something like they want out or they want something that doesn't align with the team, like the fans just switch up on him and they're like, "Oh, fuck this guy. He was never that good anyway." Like JT is that good, dude. Like we can't act like he's not. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell that by looking at our viewers and looking at the comments right now. So
fans turn so quick.
And I want to answer this one real quick. Why pay 2 or 3 guys to do what one guy can do? That's a simple answer. You're not paying 2 or 3 guys to do what one guy can do. Those 2 or 3 guys are already there. They're not being paid to do that. They were being paid to be the backups. Now they're just there to play their position. They're not being paid to do what Jonathan Taylor can do because that's impossible.
Evan Hull, RB1. Let's go.
Oh, you know what? I was also about to say, as a matter of fact, for Jonathan Taylor to request a trade is pretty crazy right now because he's on the PUP list.
Who?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, you physically aren't even allowed to play right now, and you request a trade like you.
Yeah,
you
he has to pass a
just shot
physical.
your value. Yeah.
He would have to pass a physical to even be traded.
So it's like
Colts have all the leverage in this situation.
Yeah, so I'm saying for the Colts to even want to trade you, basically any team can sit here and say, well, he's physically unable to perform, so we don't value him, so we'll give you a 7th-round pick for him. That doesn't give the Colts any reason to trade JT.
But
I agree with James down here who says Zach Moss will be just fine. I think Zach Moss will be just fine too. Now let me say this real quick. He will not be Jonathan Taylor, and he will not give you that, 72 yards when you need it. Right. But he'll do just fine to give us our 6 wins that we all expect to get. Sure.
Amber, 100%
real quick, Tyler Storer here. Go get Sanders for a couple of years. He's actually already signed with Carolina, so that's not an option.
Cook is good as Cook is good as signed with Cook is good as signed with the Jets. I mean, he's good as signed with them. He's even said it. He's going to be a Jet. They're just working on contract. And Zeke is in New England right now.
I'll lean into Amber's question here too. This is distressing. I looked at top 3 free agents. Do we consider Cook? He's gone. Elliott looks like he's going to the Patriots, or Fournette on a 1-year deal. Amber, I don't go with any of them personally.
Fournette, playoff Winnie.
Yeah.
When did Ian Rappaport not become a legit source?
Yeah, Kevin, that's about as reliable a source you can get, brother.
That's Woj for the NBA, man.
Yeah, I mean, Damon, I absolutely agree, bro.
You can't. You don't sign one of them. I think we kind of keep who we have in that room and keep the chemistry going. Who's already kind of has a foot in the door with the offense here. My biggest thing, guys. I know y'all can see I'm pretty pissed. JT is the best player on our team. He is my favorite player. I'm open, willing to argue with anybody that says he's not the best player. I
think Q is.
It's for the development of AR, in my opinion. The workload release, in my opinion. The Colts will not win 6 games.
That's fine too.
And that's what we're planning on.
I don't understand where people keep going with this nonsense of saying that the Colts will win. I don't care if you said the Colts will win 1 game or 0 this year. I will not be upset. Like I don't understand why people keep doing this. Like even like Titans fans do this too. Like I don't see why people keep saying, "Oh, you're gonna suck this year," like and think that's some kind of insult. Like, bro, I know. Like that's just like I don't care. Like, dude, as long as I get Marvin Harrison Jr. or the next top tier player in the draft, like I'm not expecting this to be anything. So going back to what Damon said, like this whole situation, like obviously we're not sitting here saying that JT doesn't matter or we don't care. Blah, blah. I put his freaking jersey on to show how happy he was at practice, and he just requested a trade on me. Like you don't think I'm irritated?
Hey, I was smart. I bought a jersey today for a man that's not going to get traded anytime soon.
Me too. Like exactly. Like you see all the AR5 jerseys.
He might not start anytime soon either, but who knows?
Exactly.
We're not complaining.
I'm the only one that sat here and thought he was going to be okay for today. He requested a trade, and I'm still sitting here telling you guys. I'm not sitting here dying over a running back requesting a trade because look at what every GM has said. And I'm the guy who sat here and argued with everybody on the show outside of Trev on the old screen down there with Trev about paying running backs when it's like I wanted to pay the guy because he was valuable. But it's like when you want to sit here and look at every argument against running backs, you just start to look at your argument and you start to think like, well, Nobody's going to pay him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, even if we tried to go get into that market that Amber was talking about with the other running backs, we're not going to pay Dalvin Cook because he's already at $11 million with the Jets. Yeah. So if you go get into a bidding war with the Jets, we're going to end up paying him 13, 14, 15 million.
For a guy who's not even worth 11.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if I mean, that'd be a different story. But even if that's the case, it'd be a different argument for the fact that, guess what? If the Colts win 3 games and we're paying Dalvin Cook $14 million, everybody's going to say, oh, look at Indianapolis, you're stupid, overpaying a running back. So it doesn't matter either way. So just like everybody's talking about trade JT to Miami, guess what? Send me Jalen Waddle so my quarterback can have a receiver.
I wish.
That's it. That's the only guy I want.
Simple as that. I'm not saying that I don't want JT going. Everybody already got somebody in a different chat on Twitter. Guess what? I never said JT didn't matter. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing his freaking jersey. But I'm just telling you this right now. If I can get if I could get value for him, I'm going to take it because you obviously don't want to pay a running back anyway.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It does put us in somewhat of a tough spot. I mean, as we've addressed, just because GMs don't want to pay this shit. But I think the worst case scenario for us is if this plays out long term and like we can't get anything over like a 7-round pick and he stays on the PUP list and he's just like this storm cloud hovering over the team. That's what I don't want. So if we're gonna trade him, let's get it done with. Let's get whatever we can and let's call it a day. Let's focus on what we said 15 times already in this episode: development, right?
I 100% agree. And this comment right here, 1,000% agree with.
Yeah. Does him being on the PUP list? The only thing I don't want, I want this to happen sooner, is for this to drag into the preseason and cause drama. Does him being on the PUP list withhold us from getting him traded?
No.
How does that work?
He would. So when the trade goes into talks, right, he would have to go do a physical with a specific team that he's going to be traded to. So.
And once they clear him, then he's off the PUP list for them, and we don't have to worry about him.
Right, we don't have to worry about him anymore. The other good thing is that Colts fans need to remember is I know most trades that happen in the NFL now, players have trade clauses to where they pretty much get to choose where they go. Jonathan Taylor doesn't have that. That doesn't go in rookie deals. So because he's in a rookie deal, he's going to wherever Indy gets value for him. He doesn't have the option to be like, no, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, this is one of those things we just have to fucking trust Ballard and hope we can get some value back if he ends up being traded. I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping we can work something out.
Here's the other thing too. Let's go to the other side of it. What if Jim Irsay and Jonathan Taylor met in a bus, they talk, and now Jonathan Taylor requests a trade, right? What if Chris Ballard brings Jonathan Taylor in on Monday and that request of trade goes away?
Yeah. Easily could.
Because the owner.
That's why I don't want the fans to turn on him either.
This is one of those situations where Jim Irsay put his hands in the pot where he shouldn't have. He should have just stayed out of it and let Chris Ballard do his thing. That's the whole reason you hired Chris Ballard. You should have just stayed away. Stick off Twitter, man. Stay off Twitter. Stop trying to do the big thing and go, be so personal with your players.
Go play your guitars, bro.
Yeah, you hired people to do this job, and now you have players requesting a trade. Yep.
So
I agree completely.
Real quick, before we dive in a little bit more of this, Phil Yates reporting trading Jonathan Taylor is going to be an extremely tricky position. While the Colts don't seem inclined to play at the top of the running back market, there's also going to ask for a steep package in return. Like I've told everybody, we're going to ask for a lot, so it's up for you.
Good.
And it says finding a team willing to pay the trade price and the contract that you're going to have to pay him is going to be hard. So for Jonathan Taylor to ask for a trade, this is literally has to be about money. Simply it. So if you're a Colts hater, I feel pretty sorry for you because you're going to have to keep waiting on that hate, whatever you wait for.
So here's one of the things I just read that I think is the reason why Taylor is requesting a trade. Because Jim Irsay said every player on the team needs to get a fair portion of the cap, right?
Sure.
And if you look at the history of what running backs are getting, they don't get a fair piece of the cap for what they do with their position. So that's the whole the whole reason that running backs are having this conversation. It's the whole reason running backs are pissed off. And then you go ahead and you say that, to your running back, that you're going to get a fair portion. Well, what's a fair portion to you? Because a fair portion on average across the NFL is $7 million or below.
Right.
You're getting paid less than 90% of your roster,
which
So
he's
pick
making
me.
the median of.
Pick me. I'll take $7 million to run the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Me too. But
I mean, I know it's a jerk move, and you're right. The running back position is hyper undervalued for what they do and accomplish. But at the same time, like, they're easily replaceable. So I look at this as, hey, if JT wants to go, that's on JT. Wash your hands of it, move on. Either get a situation, get something dealt with soon, or you just say, JT, sit out all year then. Become Le'Veon Bell. We don't care.
Nah, I personally think
or he plays, shuts up and plays, and then the Colts are like everyone else. Hey, we're going to let you hit free agency, and we'll offer you a competitive contract because that's all you can do.
Right now, we easily look like the Houston Texans, man. Our best player just requested a trade. Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's all because it's not even because of our head coach. You know, it's because of our owner who just did the Dallas Cowboys effect and stuck his hands in something that shouldn't be.
Yeah, 100%.
His team.
But that's not the point. But that's not the point. You hired. Yeah. You're paying dudes millions of dollars to do that job. You're paying Chris Ballard millions of dollars to do that job. You're paying Shane Steichen millions of dollars to do that job. Then you have personnel experts that are there to do that job, contract experts, negotiators. You have all these people in your front office to do this for you. And then you, who probably has the least amount of experience in that building, to be able to talk to the player, and you go and pull this stunt, and now your player's requesting a trade. This solely falls on Jim Irsay.
I think he'll sleep at night just fine. And I look at it like, A, he has to because you're right. He did this. He pulled this stunt. It's on Jimmy. But I also look at it as all like he probably told Shane and Ballard because they work hand in hand. You can't tell me they don't. Irsay's not going to do something off the cuff like this.
Yes, he will. It's Jim Irsay.
I mean, this all came from JT going into his trailer during practice.
Right.
That feels
which he was told.
What I'm saying is, I think there was more people that knew of this meeting happening than what we're implying. Now, what happened at the meeting and what was said, they probably weren't aware until after the fact. Hey, JT wanted traded. But there was more people who probably knew what was going to happen and knew Irsay was going to talk with Jonathan 100%. Because no way it was just like a spur of the moment type thing. No fucking way.
Real quick, because we got a lot of comments here. So
we're getting blown up.
But Kevin Howe here, he says, "What do you guys think JT is worth?" And I think it kind of brings me back to what it says. One of these down here by Eric down here at the bottom is I'm going to test his bluff. Me personally, I'm going to test to see if you're going to be a running back willing to miss the entire season to cut out of here. I personally think that when you're running back, your value is obviously lower than the second-round pick from the jump. Now, when you go to JT's age, in fact, he's all-pro and he's on the PUP list coming off an injury, you're probably worth a fifth and maybe or not a fifth, but a fourth and another player.
Just got ankle surgery.
Yeah, me personally.
Don't even know if that one cut, that one step cut is even still there.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at with it. I think a fourth and another player would be his true value. But me, if I'm the Colts, I'm going to test your fucking bluff.
Hardball.
Honestly, look, I got you for 3 years right now, dog. You're going to miss this season. I will franchise tag you next season. And I'll franchise you tag the next season after that. And guess what? If you don't show up, I don't have to pay you a dime.
Nope. And your career is over.
Dime. So by the time you come back to play, you will be 27 years old.
And nobody
can just go about it this way. So, I mean, I know it's a sticky situation to have to want to play it that way, but me, honestly, that would be the way to go about it. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not a GM. And I'm the guy that's wearing Jonathan Taylor's jersey. But I can tell you right now, this situation to me, it's retarded. It's retarded. You got it a whole another year. Just go out there and ball out, and you get paid. That's how I would simply.
That's all. Even Jim was even telling him, just play. Don't worry about all this crap going on in the media when it comes to running backs. Just play,
dude.
Play, we'll pay. Like it's as simple as that.
I can't help but feel like something happened in that trailer where JT felt like disrespected, or maybe it's the way that Irsay relayed that.
Because Irsay talks too much.
Yeah, and JT takes that like, oh, you don't value me. You want to say fuck you to me, so I'm out. Like,
you know what probably happened was he offered JT a sausage, and he even said he doesn't know how to make sausage. Jonathan Taylor ate that shit and was like, I'm done. I want to trade.
That's it right there.
You know how it's supposed to be a 50-50 with fat and not fat? You know, it's supposed to be 50 fat, 50% fat.
Well, it depends.
Or 75-25.
Because that's like 75, you know.
Big sausage podcast right here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 70%, I think, lean and
Stop it.
fat.
Stop
He probably
it.
did the 50-50 thing, and now
Probably so,
yeah.
No, so I think this was the point that Irsay came out to the media and basically said, look, man, if you don't play, if I die tomorrow, we're both gone and nobody's going to care. Like, obviously, if I'm a person who has to go out there and work the next day, I don't want to hear that shit from my boss.
Yeah.
Like, you're a billionaire. You're making the money off of me and my name. Like, I don't want to hear that. So that obviously probably contributed to a lot. But the fact that Jonathan Taylor would even have it in his mind to go request a trade, this is obviously something that's been on his mind. Just like he says here, Irsay wasn't wrong about what he says. Running backs are a dime a dozen. Zach has been saying this for a long time. Matt has obviously been on the side of paying Jonathan Taylor, but he's obviously said the same thing, like running backs come a dime a dozen. Damon and Trev have been with me, kind of been like being on the side of JT. Damon's more so like, I want to pay the guy, but if he wants to walk, I want to get some value for him. And Trev has been with me on the fact that we should just pay JT regardless. But again, I'll tell you guys, I've been on the running back side the whole entire time. But every argument, I go further and further in reading into the situation. There is nothing that you can find that will sit here and say, oh, yeah, this is legit. We should overpay this guy. Every other position will break the bank and overpay for whatever reason, and it will show up. There's not one that you can find me for running backs. Go ahead, Damien, from there.
Man, I don't know what else to really say based upon this. I mean, I think we're making lemonade out of lemons right now, kind of just what we know, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of interested to see where this kind of goes from here. I don't know. I think that we're gonna try to figure something out first. I do.
I hope, man.
I really do.
Kevin.
I think Chris Ballard instantly jumped on the phone and called Jonathan Taylor.
And Ballard's a professional, man. Like, and he's a much more of a people person, in my opinion, than Irsay is, just because Irsay seems like so rich and like out of touch. He doesn't know how he comes off to people. So I'm hoping Ballard can get him in a room, explain the situation, calm him down, and like work something out, because the dude's just so fucking good, man. I would hate to see him go for a fourth rounder like we probably get. But again, if that's the situation, let's fucking send it and let's get it over with.
Yeah, I agree with DeMarco. Why? Like, why? Colts have all the leverage, regardless of Jonathan Taylor's personal feelings about Irsay, because in this situation, feelings don't matter. You are paid to play. You show up, you do your job. When you're not hurt, you play. If you want your money, you let your play do your talking. You know, sadly, as some might say, this isn't the NBA, all right? It's not a players' league. This league, I hate to say it, is ran by the owners. The owners are in everything. So,
I actually got into a little spat with a Twitter person about that, because somebody said something about owners or whatever. And I was like, dude, owners can do what they want, bro. They own the team. Somebody mentioned something about a GM, but an owner can push a GM to the side just say, shut the hell up, dude. I'm going to do what I want to.
In my opinion, this is Irsay saying, I'm going to do what I want to. I'm going to tell him straight so he knows what the boundaries are. And if he's going to continue to push the boundaries, that's on him. But I told him exactly what it was and what the expectations were and what to expect. And
imagine if I
didn't like that, and
imagine
why he did what he did.
Imagine if me and Trev went to the U.S. government and said, "Hey, you don't pay me enough, so I want to be traded to Australia where they pay us."
I got some things to tell them.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine the U.S. government be like, "Sit your ass,
sit your ass
45
down,
and 45. Shut the fuck up."
You know what? I'm gonna actually make you take a pay cut and you're gonna do.
Yeah, it would be 14 days no pay.
So that's the problem where I have with it, because it's like me, like I said to you guys, like I thought JT would be the guy that wouldn't take this route. So
Same.
To me, in my opinion, once you take this route,
Your character's
like you just put it into a business mode.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, guess what? You can do what you want to do, bro. I just told you what was going to happen. So now I'm going to deny your trade request, like they just said here, and you're going to sit here on this bench for the next 3 years. And then when you decide to come back and play, guess what? Nobody's going to want you. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's like, I thought you were going to be a team guy for me. You just come out here and show me for 1 year that you were that same guy that I thought I was going to have in 2021. You get paid. You get what you want.
Yeah,
but
so it's just the timeline's so weird, because it's like
It is so weird, bro.
In the spring, he was like, "Oh, I want to be in Indy forever. Like, I don't want to leave Indianapolis." And then all of a sudden, all this stuff starts happening with all these running backs not getting paid, and then boom, now he's requesting a trade. It's just this agent of his is just ridiculous.
Yes, Adrian,
he's fucking him over, man. He's fucking him over. Like, this is putting JT in a worse position.
Hey, Trev, go ahead and answer this question for us.
So Justin comments, where would you rank JT's skill? Is he as good as Derrick Henry? If so, he needs to get paid. So, yeah, I mean, his career year, what was it, 21, when he had like 1,800 yards, however many touchdowns.
18 touchdowns.
2,300 all-purpose yards.
Insane, right? Like, he was as good as Derrick Henry. In my opinion, that year they were 1A and 1B. So where you rank his skill, he's top 3 running backs in the league between Henry, Chubb, and himself, in my opinion. You could argue CMC, but whatever. Yeah, he deserves to be paid, but unfortunately, that's not where we're at in the league. That's not what the position is getting, and he's kind of putting himself in a worse position now by requesting a trade with all these factors that we've mentioned. So he deserves to get paid. Is he going to? That's the big question now, right? And he's put himself in a worse position to receive that payday that he deserves.
Now, I want to make a comment on that. Hold on. Go back to that comment. Go back to that. I'm going to answer this because I'm going to talk at it from a GM perspective, or from the mindset of looking at things financially. Everybody knows what the franchise tag is supposed to be, right?
It's like
it's
10.1.
Yeah,
10.1.
But it's for each position, right? Because
not for each position.
For each position is different.
It's from the
Right.
top. It's the average from the top 5 at those positions.
Right. So why would you not pay him more than that? Right? Why would you not pay him more than the franchise tag? Like, we've all said here before, we would pay him $13 million. It makes zero sense that Chris Ballard wouldn't pay him.
I think Ballard would.
He is top 5. I had him when I went through and I did my numbers and said this is what I would pay him. I had him being paid in the top 3.
Yeah.
Oh, he's $14.5 million. That's the highest cap I would give him. I would give him $14.5 million a year if I absolutely had to pay JT and he's healthy. That's the money he deserves.
So, see, my problem with the pay is, though, players will accept that money, right? But the problem is when you're accepting the money, your job is to take the next stepping stone for the next guy. So they're trying to reset the market, which each time they get paid is the problem. So the problem for some of these running backs right now is like Josh Jacobs, like I was telling you guys, he turned down the $12 million. Their job is to move up and accept $16.2 million and pass Christian McCaffrey. That's the problem. That's the problem we're having right now. So it's like a guy like Josh Jacobs, it's like he's already out. Yeah. So it's like if you're not going to play, then boom, the next guy instantly becomes JT. And if JT doesn't play, then it's like what are we doing? Like this goes back to Le'Veon Bell, just like I was telling you guys. If he accepted that $14 million deal, running backs would already be up to 16.
Easy. They'd probably be like 20.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like if they don't accept these deals to slowly move it up, you're just not getting it. Like you're gonna keep getting franchise tagged.
Yeah. They're shooting themselves in the foot
until you're absolutely done. And so just to piggyback off of what Trev said, it's like, you can look at the numbers and you look at the average per year. Yeah, you can say as good as Derrick Henry, but it's like the Titans value Derrick Henry enough to pay him, and even asked him to take a pay cut, and still he stays there.
No.
Derrick Henry took a pay cut.
Different, man.
So it's like
so they could pay Ryan Tannehill.
To pay Ryan
Don't
pay
leave
a
that out.
quarterback.
Don't leave that out.
So to pay a quarterback. So it's like at the end of the day, when you look at situationally, it's like you could pay him, but running backs aren't just going to accept the third or fourth most in the league. They want to break the market. That is the problem we're having.
I agree. So moving
to move into the next one here, Matt, I feel like you'd be the good one to chime in on this one here.
I'm sorry, but he can't cry his way into a new contract if it's not up yet, regardless of what Jim said. Yeah. I mean, simple as that, dude. You're in your year. Like, if you really want to get paid, your contract year is the year to do it. Now he's just doing what Kenny Moore did, and now you just look stupid.
Wait, time out. I do have a counter argument because that's what Josh Jacobs did. He played his rookie year or his contract year and had one good year, and then he wants, to reset the market off one good year. I kind of feel like it's a little bit different because, JT had technically 2.5, 3 good years. So, like, if you do pay JT, I don't know, you're going to have to give him more money because he had 2.5 successful seasons versus a guy like, Josh Jacobs, because he had one good year and he's not getting paid.
See, I don't look at a value of a running back versus another guy who's trying to get a contract. So when I was looking at the value of JT, I'm not even thinking Josh Jacobs. I could give two shits about that guy. I'm looking at who's already got contracts and what their production was and what their value is on their team. And if you really look at the value of Jonathan Taylor is actually more than Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is valuable to his team, but he's not valuable to his team as Jonathan Taylor is or Derrick Henry is.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Like,
it's the same as I'm not.
So I feel like he's equally as valuable as Chubb.
I don't ever even get to finish my point.
No, I'm not saying agreeing to you.
I'm not saying Nick Chubb is not valuable to his team, and if he was taken off, it hurts his team. I don't think that at all. I think that roster is pretty good, in my opinion. That roster is pretty good. That if Nick Chubb did come off that roster, per injury, whatever, they would be in a good position to figure it out.
Better than us.
Well, yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm saying. Now, the same thing goes to CMC, right? CMC is the highest paid running back in the NFL at this point. And he's not, to me, I don't know how to word this.
He's not as money.
He's not as valuable to San Fran as, say, Jonathan Taylor is to us.
Right. He got paid when he was in Carolina, and he was the offense.
Hey, guys. Irsay is live on NFL Network talking right now. Do y'all think we can pull it up?
I don't know. YouTube will block us out, but I can see what I can do. Hold
on. Damon, you want to chime on this one here?
Yeah, I don't want to overpay a quarterback even. We've made that mistake and believe we're paying for Matt Ryan to be in a booth. That was overpaid. Hey man, I agree with you. Circumstantially at all. Everything is circumstantially for me when it comes to paying any guy. What are we getting out of this? Are we going to miss him? What's his team look like without him? If I can add one thing here, because I do think we've talked a lot about the business here, and I think we need to start talking more about the team and the product and what it might look like with him out on the field. The benefits I've seen is that JT has not been on the field practicing with the team in the sense I don't think he's been getting these reps like Zach Moss, Evan Hull has. Sure. So I don't think this is getting involved in AR's development at all, nor Shane Steichen's offense from a walkthrough perspective. So I would say that is a good part. You know what I mean? Vice versa, this happening in the preseason, full pads, I think it's a whole different ballgame, a whole different story, right? So I think we'll see.
I think because it happened in the preseason, I feel like more teams are willing to be more aggressive to go get a guy like Jonathan Taylor, and the Colts could possibly could possibly get more out of him because, Jonathan Taylor being in the preseason and relatively healthy, even though he's on the PUP list, which I think was a ploy by his agent.
What is it doing?
Yeah, Adrian, I agree, man. I think a lot of this is coming from his agent, just instigating, maybe whispering in his ear, man. It's.
I mean, I don't know.
No
I feel like this
coincidence.
from JT is one of those real situations and whatnot. So I feel like that's a real situation. What's up, Brian? Appreciate you coming in. I was trying to get something real quick.
These dang ads, bro. Sorry, I'm trying to get
Zach, you want to chime in on this one here?
This is a good
running
point, in my
backs, how
opinion.
long tight ends were undervalued. Oh, I mean, they've been undervalued for a while.
And Jonathan Taylor's out of the league. No one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that. The National Football rolls on. It doesn't matter, who comes and who goes. And it's a privilege to be part of it. And now is the time, for us to do our work. Now is the time as an organization. Because I don't have anything to hide. I know what we do and what I do and our family does as an organization is absolutely, gold-hearted when it comes to treating people and treating players the right way and paying players and paying to win. So, it's something where,
paying to win.
I have to tune on because no one does. I'm the one who wrote the checks when we were playing.
So this isn't him live.
The league with
so.
the highest payroll.
I can't get the NFL Network live
tens
one.
of millions of dollars a year.
I think that's a big point there,
So,
right? Paying
yeah.
to win.
And this is the same thing I said to Matt, because Matt has been a big proponent of paying Grover Stewart. And I'm the guy that sat here and said, I'm willing to pay players if we are winning. Like, obviously, you could have a big year, and it's like, are we really going to keep putting money into big years? Because it's obviously, look, we paid Shaq. And what happened? We had 2 back surgeries and all this stuff going on. We played Q coming off of an injury-riddled season, and then look what happened to our offensive line. Are we really going to keep overpaying for positions to win 4 games or less?
No.
Like I've said.
I mean, to be fair, we've only won less than 9 games once since 2011, or no, 2017.
No, it's been twice.
2017 and then 2022.
Yeah, so that's twice.
I said since 2017.
Go ahead, Damon. Your mic's on mute, bro.
Oh, my mic's on mute. Can we go back to that Irsay? I'm gonna say this. That started off shaky, but I think Irsay got to a really good point there at the end. Irsay seemed pissed. He seemed really pissed. I think it had to do with that agent, man. That's it. Something about that did not seem.
It's the way I felt about
himself. I think my thing where you're going with it, Damon. I think my point to it was just like if you think about Kenny Moore last year, right?
Yep.
He said, I felt underpaid. I wanted to get a new contract because look at what other guys were getting paid. And guess what? The Colts didn't win games. I think Jim Irsay is at a point where he's like, look, bro, I had Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck as the only fucking 2 players getting paid on my team outside of some pass rushers, and we won games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep paying guys to win 4 games a year. I think that's where Jim Irsay is at with it. He's like, look, we take care of our players when we win games.
Yeah.
Facts.
When we win games. Like, I'm not just going to pay you because you say I've hit these yardage and touchdowns. We need to win. I want to be in the playoff. He guaranteed 2 Super Bowls early into the 2020s. Guess what? We're almost at the mid-2020s, and we ain't headed in that direction.
We're not there, yeah.
So to Damon's point, I think that's where Irsay sounded pissed.
I think too, if I can, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where like it's 2 just different perspectives, right? Like Irsay is coming at this like we need to win, we need to do this and that. Like that's where his mind's at right now. Where's JT's mind at is the fucking Skype call he had with Austin Eckler and Saquon Barkley and all those guys about RB's not getting paid. And now his mind's on what can I do to secure my next contract? Maybe not so much on how can we transform this into a Super Bowl winning team. So I think they're coming at it from different sides, and they're both very passionate about this, and that's where they're butting heads here. That's what's creating the issue.
The way I see it is, I respect Irsay for saying that. I pay players to win games, and if that's his mindset, hey, he put it out there. If you want to stay a Colt, will you best help us win? Because if we're not consistently winning, you're not going to be in Indianapolis long term, regardless of the head coach, regardless of the guy in the equipment room, regardless of who the hell the quarterback is. I mean, look what he did to Wentz. 9 games wasn't enough. Gone. No playoffs. Gone. Ryan couldn't throw the ball. Gone.
Reich couldn't win a game. Fired.
Right.
Midway through
Gone.
the season.
Right.
NFL
Gone.
analyst. Hired.
Gone.
He's in that win now. And
His
honestly,
boy,
like,
his
hearing
boy
that-
Jeff Saturday, gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Hearing that did make me warm up to Irsay's perspective a little bit more. Just hearing how he's approaching it. I get it, man. Like the dude wants to fucking win, and you can't do anything but respect that.
Yeah, my perspective on it, I'm going to say honestly, has changed after seeing the way he spoke about that. Because I thought that he went in the van, and I think me and Matt did too, and talked his way into this. But I think that agent and him got into a. I'll be a politically correct here. I think they got into a big bank take a little bank kind of argument, and proof in the pudding kind of argument. And I don't think Irsay got off his he stayed where he was at. He stayed right up there and was like, hey man, we're in full control of the situation, but if you want to step here and request a trade, man, that's you. Like y'all said earlier, this is now became a business. This has now became a business conversation. Yeah. This isn't I care about Jonathan Taylor. I care, this is where we're at. This is now a business conversation.
You have to remember, man, above Shane Steichen, everyone above Shane Steichen is business.
Yes.
Not any one of them guys above Shane Steichen could give 2 shits who you are. You're a number inside of a checkbook.
When
that's what you are.
To it, yeah, when the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, that's what you are. You could be the best damn thing on planet Earth, just like Jim Irsay's saying. But if you're not winning games, you're gone.
I mean, and that's refreshing because I feel like that's what you want as an owner.
Yeah.
Like now, is he applying that same mentality when he's paying guys? Because you're right, Leonard. When it was time to pay Darius Leonard, 2019 it was, right? Or no, 2020, whatever.
We were winning.
We were winning.
Same
thing with Nelson. We were winning. That's why they paid.
When we paid Darius, he won us more games than I think anybody else did. Single-handedly. Yeah. I don't know how many times that dude and tomahawk punched a ball out, peanut punched a ball out in the perfect time in a game where we were about to lose. Dude, right.
That's what's so frustrating about this too, because in my opinion, we have the most prove it and you get paid team in the fucking league. So if JT just comes and plays, dude, and has fucking 1,300 yards or more, fucking balls out, you will get the biggest running back contract probably in the league.
I don't think it matters yardage wise.
Winners.
I really don't think it matters.
I'm just saying
it's always been a business, Adrian.
He could run 11. He could run for 800 yards and get 10 TDs. But if the Colts win 14 games, guess who's getting a new contract? Jonathan Taylor. That's just my thought.
Dude, he approached this in such the wrong way.
Here's the worst part about it is that AR being a rookie quarterback, this is what he's got to deal with his rookie year.
Yeah. Don't like.
I think on the flip side of that, Matt, because I like your point there. I think in what Kevin just said here, there's a fire now in these boys. I think there is, and I think this could even gel them together more. Where it's bad for JT is you've just done that with a new coach, new identity, new roster, and you just said that you want it out.
And these guys don't want you there.
And my thing is the moment you request a trade, you're not only having issues with your GM now you have issues with your whole roster, and these guys don't have your back.
Yeah.
They're your boys. They're supposed to be your family.
You were just small with them in practice 6 hours ago.
And then you request
locker
trade.
room oriented. You know, we're supposed to be locker room.
I mean, like I had shared to you guys, like Ryan Kelly was saying, we want JT out there, but at the end of the day, when you request a trade, it's damn, I'm stuck in the middle now. It's this is who I play for. I'm fighting for my life out here, we need you out there.
Because everybody else on that roster is supposed to
get paid too. Kevin Howe's comment here. Most games won since 2000. We're top 5 and don't remember. Kenny Moore wants to stay his career now. I think there's fire in these boys. So Kenny Moore pretty much had to change his thought because of the fact that he didn't put up the numbers that he wanted to put up. And he has to change his mind as well. We were a podcast that were pretty Kenny Moore has been my favorite Colts player for the last 3 years outside of Darius Leonard.
I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's you have to put up those numbers to show that you're going to be where you need to be. So as for JT's contract situation, like all you had to do was come out and show off for a year.
Yeah.
For a year.
It's getting broken
off.
off.
And it's you could have been playing very well during the season and got a contract extension.
Hey, Stephen Holder is saying that he did not request a trade like today. He requested a trade earlier on in the week, and he's been waiting on a decision from the team.
Interesting. I'm not surprised by that, because if you look at his market, guess what? His market is crap.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do? You have to make it public so more teams know you're available.
So this
guess what?
This puts a spotlight on his agent, who's been openly talking shit,
openly running
on Twitter, probably since after he requested a trade, because Jim Irsay made the comments or whatever. So
guess what, Guess what, girlfriend? Nobody sees you're available, so let me go put it out everywhere so everybody knows.
100%. Let me make the team that has full everything in this full ball in their court more upset and more leverage for them. You did nothing in this situation, bro.
Exactly. So
and
guess
you
what?
think that other teams can deal with your drama?
Yeah. So guess what? The Vikings are in the running back market, so let's go ahead and talk to them. Go ahead and send Justin Jefferson over here. We'll take it. So
see if they'll pay. See if they'll pay JT.
It's just point in itself. So like I said, all you have to do is come in, be healthy. You give 4 or 5 games of absolute dominance, you get paid.
You ain't even got to be good this year.
It's so
you just got to have 800 yards.
Exactly.
Right.
If the Colts don't pay you, every fan on this show, every fan in Colts Nation is supporting you in your situation.
Yeah, go get your money.
When you take it this route and you're on the pup list, like we're not even seeing you. We just saw Saquon Barkley choose to take the route of the franchise tag. We just saw the
he didn't even take the franchise tag. He took a 1-year extension of $1 million over the franchise tag.
No, $9 million, and has to fight and has to go fight for $2 million more.
Tony Pollard.
He has to hit Tony Pollard. That was the running back I was thinking of. But Saquon Barkley has to go hit over 1,100 yards, over 8 touchdowns, and the Giants have to make the playoffs for him to get $11 million.
But he's betting on himself.
So why push yourself in this situation just to get running backs paid? So again, like I said, I just think this is one of those situations where all you got to do is stick by your team. You get paid. You look at what Steichen just did with the Eagles, with a Miles Sanders, who, if I'm JT, I'm like, I'm better than Miles Sanders.
What is he though?
So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, if you look at yourself. If you're JT and you're like, I'm better than Miles Sanders, right? That's what we'd all say for JT.
On natural ability.
So exactly. So, like, if you're just thinking you're better than him, I should be able to get 1,600 yards. That's what Miles Sanders had, right? 1,600 yards.
1,600 yards.
8 touchdowns. I think it was 1,600 all-purpose. So if I'm JT, I should be able to do that in 12 games, 14 games. So at the end of the day, like, all you have to do is trust yourself. You betting on yourself, you get paid.
But here goes that agent just whispering in his ear, and now he's not doing that. Now he's seeing, let me see what else I can slither out of and try to get myself paid. And I don't like it at all.
So yeah, that's just my thing with that. But I mean, who knows? Let's get real quick here. I didn't read this one through, but this is where Steichen step up and calls all the outside noise is going to be going around. We don't know. He doesn't like talking to the media. This is where he earns his money. So I'm going to disagree with this because Steichen is just a rookie head coach that has now been thrown to the wolves. Again, by Irsay, just like Carson Wentz was done, just like the rest of the team was done, just like Frank Wright was done, even though I don't think
Shane Steichen is thrown to the wolves. I want to disagree with that. And hold on, let me explain real quick. And the reason I think this is because, the head coach meets with the media, but it's not his job to discuss trades. It's not his job to discuss who wants out or who wants to stay. His job is to discuss the guys on the field,
talk ball,
and that's it. That's it. He's not thrown to the wolves. His job is solely to focus on the guys who want to be in this organization. That's his job. His job is to coach who wants to be there, get those guys prepped for game day. That's it. I don't think Shane is really thrown to the wolves. All he has to do is make sure that his guys stay focused.
He can easily say, "Hey, when it comes to JT, no comment."
No comment. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's not my position. If you have questions about JT, you talk to my GM, but I guarantee you're not going to get him on the podium for a long time.
You can take that up with Mr. Irsay. I'm going to talk about the 53 or the 90 guys that I have on the field right now.
Facts.
Or the 89, but at training camp. And
that's all Shane's got to do. That's all Shane's got to do. Hey, you want questions about Gardner and AR? Hey, bring them on because I can answer them. But when it comes to JT, he's on the PUP list right now. He's not who. That's all I got for you.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, actually, I agree with this comment from Jordan, and just that, like, I hate that it puts Steichen in this spot where, like, he's gonna get questions about this when he's in his first year as a head coach, and he just wants to fucking talk ball. He just wants to talk AR Gardner, like he wants to develop the team, and that's all he should be worrying about. So I'm hoping this doesn't become a storm cloud hovering over the team because Steichen doesn't deserve that.
Oh no, I wasn't. My thrown to the wolves comment wasn't to you, Jordan. It was to DeMarco, who said he felt like he was being thrown to the wolves.
I think he does get a chance to keep the players focused here. Like I said, like going back to our point we made earlier, I think he's building identity here, and this should bring the locker room closer together. I just want to hear the full story, man. That's it. I just want to hear more about it. We're hearing like different things now that JT requested a trade earlier in the week. If you requested a trade earlier in the week, don't show up to practice. You got a team focusing on building something completely different. You don't want to be here. Don't show up to practice, bro. That's just me, man.
The Colts might have said, "Hey, if you request it, that's fine, but if you're here, we expect you out on the field because you still have responsibilities."
That's fact.
That way, he don't get fined.
True. And requesting a trade, he may not have planned to sit out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just requested a trade, and that request of a trade could easily be up until he gets paid.
It could be like a hold-in situation, like because he might understand I'm requesting a trade. I know I'm going to be here 3 years. This is strictly a work relationship. I will come into the facility 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, Monday through Thursday, and I will bust my butt on game days, and that is all this is until my contract is resolved.
Hey, so we had
something like that.
We had a question a couple weeks ago that was saying what would be one of our most surprising cuts. Jonathan Taylor.
I don't see us cutting him. I mean, I think we'll take the fucking 5th rounder before we
come on. Ballard's going to make this. I am worried about God, I hope Ballard stands firm here, like pulls a Portland Trailblazer and is not budging at all, right? But
that whole thing was tampering.
Yeah, I hope Ballard stands his ground here and gets a good return because for all we know, Ballard trades it for Chubadea Awuzie and a 7th round pick, right?
I mean, we all saw the Stephon Gilmore trade.
Hey, I'll take a Awuzie.
Bad trade.
I'm about to say I don't mind it.
I'll take it. We need a quarterback, so I'll take it.
Don't y'all love how when Stephon Gilmore comes to Indy, cool, whatever, B- guy, he goes to Dallas. NFL Network's posting like 60 different things about him being a top 10 corner in the league.
Yeah. He was really good, by the way.
He's now rated magically like a 91 in Madden. I'm like,
Yep.
Where was all of this? It's man.
They don't want to give us
because everyone hates Indy.
To Kevin's comment right here, Kevin says this is a huge distraction already for us talking about it. We're in season now. Kevin, I'll tell you this right now. As long as I've been a Colts fan on social media, probably since I'd probably say about 2014. So, and then the biggest one was probably when Andrew Luck retired while I was barbecuing. Like, Jim Irsay has never, as long as social media has been big, been light off season. I'll tell you this right now. I don't know if anybody on the show disagree with me, but I'll tell you right now, it's been big every year. We never have a quiet one. Never.
Yeah, and listen, we didn't plan on talking about Jonathan Taylor this whole episode. I don't even think we didn't even plan on talking about him at all.
Like this was literally breaking news.
Damon came on
opening.
Damon came on and brought the bad news with him. We were already on the show getting ready to start Q&A, and then bam, Damon came on and boom, DeMarco says breaking news.
Battles, and then DeMarco's all Hey, JT wanted to get traded.
I had to cut everybody off 3 times because they thought I was playing or something.
Could y'all imagine if we found this out on the show, like by a commenter didn't after the show? We've been like,
At least he got.
Nah,
I thought it was, hey, breaking news. David made it to the show.
Y'all know I'm better than that to stay updated.
Yeah, I said, breaking news. We got a special guest, and then next.
Yeah,
thing
did
you
not
know,
expect
our
to
running backs
spin the
getting traded.
show.
yeah, what an episode to have a full house.
Matt thought I was playing after it was because it was double breaking news. Matt thought I was playing.
Hey, this is the first though for the show. I think this is the first time we've had breaking news live as soon as we go live. So at least that's a milestone.
No, we had when we were on a show when they hired Jeff Saturday last year.
Oh yeah, were we?
Yeah,
that happened on a Tuesday morning.
I
But
thought we were
Yeah,
doing
that
a
happened on a
podcast.
Tuesday.
that was a
I thought we
Tuesday
were doing
morning.
a podcast.
No, we
'Cause I
came
was-
on. I think
I
we
was
came
sitting
on
at
and
lunch.
did one.
Yeah.
I was sitting at lunch and it came on
we
ESPN,
did
and
a
I was like,
flash episode.
Yeah, I think we did a flash episode when that
I
happened.
appreciate this one right here. Knowing he requested, Jordan Kibbe says, knowing he requested a trade earlier, now the conversation on the bus have been mending for the year.
Could have been.
So I think this one is a lot better. I'd much rather appreciate this now rather than coming preseason game week. Well, I'm pretty sure it was week 2 or 3 when Andrew Luck retired, and we caught that news. So it was like, holy crap! Like I'd much rather it be right now. Now Steichen already knows like which running backs he's dealing with, and if JT maybe or maybe cannot be there. Steichen's a guy that's well prepared for stuff, and obviously he's been practicing without him. So, yeah, Jordan totally can appreciate this now rather than later.
Thanks.
Chad pretty much echoes the same thing there.
Glad for Steichen. JT pulls us early in training camp, gives Shane early edge to build offense around AR and Moss. Yeah, man. I mean, that's certainly the hope. Like DeMarco was just saying, we get ahead of this. Like Shane doesn't have to restructure.
Leave me alone, Matt. I told you.
He can just roll with it. We have a sidebar going on about hairlines in the chat. Don't mind that.
Hey, my hairline's just trying to be like LeBron James. All right, I'll grow it in and Sharpie it in when I'm at like Nike events. Until then, it stays low.
oh, y'all ain't right for that. Zach's hairline, man.
Zach's hairline is a lot like JT.
He's also wearing a hat.
Hey, my hairline's a lot like JT's contract. It's there in the back somewhere.
Hey, y'all taking it so out of context though. It was perfect. This is perfect.
But,
it's the perfect comparison right now.
My hairline, it'll grow. I'll pencil it in like when I'm at like Nike events. Until then,
DeMarco says gone is JT's contract extension.
Yeah. See ya. Oh man.
Hey, we all pull this contract up. We paid
Richard.
Luck. We paid Luck millions to quit on us, but can't pay JT who gives us his all. Hey,
I don't want to get in this Luck debate, man.
This
Nah, we ain't even talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I think Richard, like the plan was for us to pay JT and work on a contract. Our expectation was for him to play this season and it be a prove it deal. So I just don't think that this is an applicable comment right now, man. Just being honest with you, it's not.
So I will say this right now, like we can talk about paying Luck millions.
Who's Andrew Luck? I don't know who y'all are talking about.
Zach, stop it.
That's the least grateful Colts fan.
So look, we paid Andrew Luck millions because of the fact that he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league at the time. The fact that he retired, Irsay did him a favor by paying him his, I think it was 25 or 50 million at the time.
25.
25 for the next 2 seasons for his contract. Irsay did that the good out of his heart.
Just goes to
but
show.
Obviously, if you look at what Andrew Luck was doing, we were literally just winning 11 games a year
with just luck.
Like with just luck, like it was like what was supposed to be handed to us.
And everybody can even give me this. You can't give me this T.Y. Hilton bullshit because T.Y. Hilton was only good because of Andrew Luck.
Go ahead and tell me our starting offensive line and running back.
Who's that guy?
Exactly. So the fact that fans even booed him, I hated that part of it. Like I said before, like the most breaking news we had, I was
Zach was up there booing.
Everybody says Zach is like he's the most hateful fan or whatever Trev just called him because he was like, who's Andrew Luck, right?
Least great.
The moment I found out Andrew Luck retired, I ordered a Jacoby Brissett jersey like 5 minutes later.
Me too, dude.
Optimistic.
I got a hoodie.
I didn't even watch it.
moment-
I straight did it.
See, me, for the moment Andrew Luck retired, I burnt 2 rack of ribs and couldn't stop staring at my phone for the next 45 minutes, thinking like, was it really real?
So I was
searching around. So the fact that we can sit here and say this, this is just crap to me. I don't think Andrew Luck quit on us. I think we did him wrong. But at the end of the day, this is something totally different. So if JT wants to retire, hey, I won't burn no ribs today. I can promise you that. But it's just at the end of the day, this is not the same position. You lose a quarterback, your team is done.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Like when Joe Burrow, I don't know if you guys saw the other day, when Joe Burrow looked like he tore his Achilles, I thought the Bengals were done.
Panic, pure panic.
If Joe Mixon is hurt, I'm like, maybe the Bengals might win a game less.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
But they'll figure it out.
Exactly.
But losing a quarterback is totally different. So at the end of the day,
and we don't even here's the biggest thing that nobody's saying. We don't even know the impact that Jonathan Taylor was going to have this season with how different our offense is going to be.
That's fair.
Absolutely, Kevin.
That's fair. And just to touch one last time on this little luck thing, like I just to pull it back to the current situation, it just goes to show, man, like Jim Irsay does take care of Colts players who wins. This is a guy that retired that was not going to play, and he still dished him out a 25 piece like it was nothing because he loved the guy. If JT plays this year and balls out and we win some games, he's gonna pay him. So it's just such bad timing and such a poor move from his agent and JT, in my opinion.
Totally agree here with Trev, what he said. Nathan, I don't think no matter what JT does, I feel like JT, like unless he goes for 2,500, 3,000 total yards, scrimmage yards, you're not getting a first-round pick for a running back. Those days are just dead.
Unfortunately.
As for Kevin here, projected third-rounder, you'd be lucky.
Yeah.
You would be lucky to get a running back over the age of 21, 22 years old for a third-round pick. That's just absolutely not happening. And then Nathan also says here, out for several weeks. He's on the pup, so he has to pass a physical regardless from who he's getting traded to.
Yeah. Rangers just got Max Scherzer,
or if he gets traded. So my thing is like my thing for me is like as we're sitting here as Colts fans, right? We got a struggling secondary. We don't know where our pass rush is going to be. I mean, obviously, we can all predict. I think our linebacking core could easily be top 10, top 5. But what other positions are you really looking for outside of a proven receiver, as Zach would call it? You know, he does like Michael Pittman Jr. to an extent, but a proven receiver. So it's like if you're really looking for a position, it's like if you're not going to trade for one of those positions, then it's like good luck, Jonathan Taylor. This is not the route you take when you are a running back. You already can't get paid from your own organization. To request a trade to think that another organization will be paid. Oh, he's talking about Joe Burrow. My apologies, Nathan. He's talking about Joe Burrow is out for 7 weeks. That doesn't really matter because he'll probably be ready by week 1, if not week 2, week 3, something like that. So it won't hurt too much. But in same thing, like I was saying, Jonathan Taylor is the wrong time for it because if you can't get paid by your own organization, which is usually the most likely to pay you at the running back position, you're just likely not going to get paid somewhere else, and the other team isn't going to find their value. So it's just a wrong time to request it. You can get franchise tag twice. You're under contract for another year. That's 3 years of your life. You'll be 27 years.
And history has proven that he's probably going to go to another team, and when he goes to this other team, he's not even going to be a top 5 running back.
Oh, you said – I just realized what you said there, Damon. Yeah, I saw that earlier. The Rangers are.
Speaking of trades,
a big trade for MLB.
They're a disappointment in themselves. I'm so glad the Giants didn't do it.
Anyways, yeah, man, it's a tough spot, but I think most of us are optimistic and just hoping we can get something fair in return.
Yeah, so misunderstand the question clearly. I meant they predicted us to be a third pick in the draft. So me personally, like, see, I can't say I'm hoping for this because I don't like losing. I'm a competitor. Like I done played the sport. I played all the way up to community college. I don't like losing. I'll tell you this guy right now. But if I'm projected to be a third overall pick, and what I would think would be the first two would be Caleb Williams and Drake May to be 2 quarterbacks, I am not mad at all at being number 3. I think Marvin Harrison is a front runner grab to be the wide receiver of the future for the Indianapolis Colts. He can replace his father, who was here for a long time in history. I think this guy is the next Jamar Chase. Plus, coming out of college, I think he's even that good. He's
Odell Beckham Jr. with Jamar Chase speed.
I was just about to say, I think he's a little bit less explosive, but I think as far as what he can do, as far as the moving the chains and catchability, just everything else he can do, I'm not mad at this at all. Anybody else want to chime in there?
Yeah, I mean, that's the interesting spot that we're in too. Like, we don't expect to winning is a plus, but like I don't know if any of us expect to win more than 6 games this year, if that. So we should be projected fairly high, and we're hoping to get a guy like Marvin Harrison or just someone that can move this team forward to pair with AR, because this year and next year to me are big development years and
Agreed.
Just figuring out these young pieces, and then we really get to start being competitive, because you're looking at probably year 3 AR really takes that.
Real quick before you go, Zach, let me just say something real quick. So this is a tweet from Albert Breer just about 8 minutes ago. Text from Colts owner Jim Irsay on Jonathan Taylor trade request is supported by Ian Rappaport. We are not trading Jonathan Taylor. End of discussion. Not now, not in October. And the reason we say October is because of the trade deadline.
Right.
We are not trading Jonathan Taylor. So for all the haters out there, guess what? JT's about to waste his career, or he's going to play.
To remind everyone, he cannot sit out of training camp right now. So even if he comes off the PUP, he cannot sit out. Per the collective bargaining agreement, the moment you report to training camp, you are no longer allowed to hold out.
He has no leverage in this entire situation.
Nope, none whatsoever.
He played himself so bad, dude. This is such a bad move.
So like I said before, this is the same thing that Jim Irsay has told 2 other players. Guess what? Andrew Luck and Pat McAfee. If you come out of retirement and you think you're going to play, brother, you're going to play. You're going to play for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't care what you thought this was. So you're either going to sit on the bench or you're going to put this uniform on.
Ashley, what do you say?
So this is just my point. This is exactly. It's just my point to you guys. Like, if you are a running back, like even Calvin Ridley, we saw sit out for a year, right, from gambling. Like, we don't know how he's going to look when he come back. We saw Deshaun Watson come back from a suspension of 2 years, right? He missed 2 years basically. You don't come back looking like that same player. So if you're a running back, 2. So when Le'Veon Bell sat out, like, you're just not going to look like the same player. So, like, if you're going to choose to sit out, like, this is what I said, like, this is just not the year for you to sit out. So for all the haters, JT will be a Colt.
or he ain't playing football.
or we will be developing rookie in other ways.
Man, I hate to be like the hardball team, but that's the position he's in. That's the position he put us in. So
I hate it too. Go ahead, Zach.
As a fan, I'm super petty. Okay, like real petty as a fan. Like I'm a pessimist. For those of you that don't watch the show, I look for the positive, but I really focus on the negative and kind of deep dive into that and find out if we're in trouble or not, or if it's just kind of a game by game thing. But just because I'm petty, I hope the Colts draft a running back and say, "Hey, this is your replacement, Jonathan."
Zach,
tutor,
I was about to say that next.
Mentor. Give him everything you know, because if you don't, you're letting the horseshoe down.
I don't want Blake Corum. I want Donovan Edwards.
Right.
Come on.
Yep. So
Donovan Edwards, bring it on. Raheem Sanders, bring it on.
So if I'm Ballard and I'm that petty, which Ballard's a very petty individual, that's what I do. I tell Jonathan, "Hey, Jonathan, my 2nd round pick this year is a running back. Same situation you were. Train him up, my guy."
DeMarco, will you send that tweet you just read about Irsay to us, please? From Breer. from Albert Breer.
You said send it or repeat it?
Yeah. Well, send that to us too, would you? From Albert Breer.
I got you.
I don't know. I look at this whole situation as wild and crazy. I think that it is, and a halfway aspect is kind of fun just to see how the story plays out. I mean, I typically agree with you guys. I'm super suspect on what Irsay says because, sometimes Jimmy gets a little drunk on the truth serum and things come out and they probably shouldn't. But seeing what he said, there's a quiet confidence there.
He put an exclamation point.
Yeah, there's some quiet confidence there that I think, he makes a valid point. If you want paid for the horseshoe, win. Take us to the playoffs. Get championships. That's why I was like, Andrew Luck, who? He didn't win nothing. Why do I need to remember him? T.Y. Hilton, who? What did he win? Pat McAfee, that's a radio guy because he didn't win nothing in Indianapolis. That's how essentially Irsay's going about it in a way. If you want paid, shut up. And I appreciate that. That's refreshing. Shut up and play and put the product on the field that resembles that.
Yeah, man. And if you look at the way our offense is, last year we were 23rd in passing, 23rd in rushing. We were fucking dead, almost dead last. We're tied for 30th in points. You know what I'm saying? What? How can you expect to be paid big money when you have numbers like that? You just can't.
And I mean, to play devil's advocate, I get it. I get JT's just trying to fucking secure his future. I don't hate the guy. I just think he made a fucking very poor decision here. Very bad advice from his agent, if that's where this is coming from. But I'm still just hoping Ballard gets him in a room and we resolve this without having to hardball and be petty. But we're in a position where we can do that, and there's nothing he can do about it except retire. And I'm sure he doesn't want to do that. So.
What was that, Damon?
Did you see something else, DeMarco?
No, I was about to share something, but pretty much people were just talking about what we said, so I didn't think.
Hey, Irsay put an exclamation point at the end of it too. Not now, not ever! Exclamation point.
No, because I just think it's funny, bro. Because like I had told you guys, I had told Matt about the other chat that I was in, and basically Titans fans will come in and they'll just share something basically to hate on the Colts because. Obviously, we're the big brother, and they don't like to admit it because we've sucked for the past few years, right? So anytime they can share something that will be facts to say that we're about to be crap this year, even though I've sat there and said I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts won 1, 2, 3, 4 games. They like to share it. So the reason I said it was or shared it was because of the fact that they like to come first and say oh, the Colts are about to be trash. And it's bro, I'm not expecting us to be good. So I don't see where this hate keeps coming from.
Yeah, this doesn't change any thought that I had going into the season.
Exactly.
None.
The only thought that this changes is because I said, look, if everything goes absolutely perfect for the Indianapolis Colts, we could win 8 games. That's the only thing that this changes. So if we trade JT, there's no way I see we win 8 games. So, I don't see where all this hate keeps coming from. It's just one of those things where you got to be a fan for your team, so you're a homer. So that's where I was going with that, Damon. But at the end, nobody else had a real question here, so I accidentally clicked.
This isn't the first time Ballard's dealt with a running back who's once traded. I mean, this is the 3rd time in 3 years, or a 3rd time in 4 years. Marlon Mack wanted traded, and the Colts stood pat and said, get stuck. They traded Hines for a bag of chips.
Hopefully that's all he's worth anyway.
Hopefully, so look,
he's okay.
Now you got real quick. Look, real quick. Go look at the chat real quick. That what I just sent to you guys. I'm telling you, every single day. When I look at some statistic or some stat on running backs, it just proves even further why teams won't pay a running back and people are going to continuously hate on us for whatever reason. Obviously, the AFC South, because we ran the division for years and nobody will catch up to us until we're 40. I mean, unless the
I'm
Texans
not
get
far
good out
away.
of nowhere.
Dude, I got like 9 years.
Well, I meant my 40. I'm 29. I'm 29. So 11
And
years
if
from now.
we stuck for the next.
So exactly. So for
we
however
won't.
old you are right now, they're expecting the Colts to be 11 years garbage. That so every time I'm telling you guys, just look at a stat. Every single stat for the next 11 years, that's what they're expecting the Colts to be. And people who just hate us, that's what they expect. And I'm like, just look at the stats, bro. Every time I look at a stat, you guys know, I've sat here, Zach, I went at you. Matt, I went at your perspective because I know you've been on both sides. Trevor's been with me and Damon's been kind of in the middle sometimes. But if you look at every single stat, it's just been I'm going to hate on the Colts for this. But if you look at a stat, every single thing says not to pay a running back until they win a Super Bowl. Yep. And I've been the guy that have been in running back side. And this is why I hate it the most. Because I've argued for every single guy, and I've even said we're not going to call JT a running back, call him a playmaker. But it's when you look at the stats that we sit here and bring to perspective every single time, and it says, don't pay him. That's what it says every single. And I'm telling, you guys know me. This is the position I played. I fight for the shit every single time. And it says, do not pay a running back. And it's just every single stat that I find says, don't pay a running back. And I hate the fact that JT has taken this position with 3 years. 3 years
Played himself.
left with the Colts. It just makes no sense to me. This is why, I hate his agent. I don't like this situation for him. You guys know where I stand. But it's it's hard for me to keep fighting for it.
Hey man,
It's hard, bro.
You okay?
I am. I've been drinking a lot today.
I can get some Kleenex for you, man.
But you got Matt. Even without the drinks, bro, you know where I stand with JT and paying running backs.
Oh, I know. You
This
just
is
said it
just-
7 times in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's just hard to say pay him.
And then you get like that. And it sounds like you're about to cry. So I might have to.
Because it sucks, bro. Look, I put the jersey on thinking he was good.
It's your fault.
It is my fault.
Yeah, the jinx today.
This is why you love your organization and you don't get attached to players for fans.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach taught me that.
Me and Zach have been that way this whole time. Me and Zach have always been that way.
Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. Don't get mad. Dude, players come in this game like hoes, dog. So, you stay loyal to the colors. The colors and the logo. That's what
you
it's
can only
about.
love them in college, man.
Beyond that, it's a what have you done for me lately type of league.
Yep.
The only player I ever truly said that broke my heart was when they got rid of Manning. After that, I was like, nope.
I mean,
done.
That's understandable.
I can't like anybody else. So he's my guy. That's it.
Yeah, I think after talking through it, man, and after seeing, or rather getting more clarification on Irsay's comments and just the whole situation, I mean, this is going to get a lot of noise and it's going to make an unwanted little cloud hovering over us. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't change shit as far as our expectations. And it really doesn't change anything for JT if they're adamant about not trading him, because now he just looks like a bad teammate or he looks like the guy that's not with the locker room, and you don't want that. But at the same time, it's like we've been saying, you either play for the Colts with the fucking horseshoe on your helmet or you retire. Irsay's not going to give you any other way. So it just doesn't change anything. And now it's just going to be a weird, awkward relationship.
I wish I could retire at 24. That'd be nice,
shit,
though.
man, I'm with you.
Bro, I'm excited just to retire at 39, man.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Oh, you're talking in the military. You'd be done at 39, right?
Yeah, I'll be done 39. I got 6 years left, bud, and I'm going to be living that retired life.
Sheesh.
That must be nice.
Yep, getting paid for the rest of my life.
Fair enough.
You just
Probably
gotta
still
be
have to work.
miserable for 20 years.
Probably still have to work. I'm not miserable, man. People who think the Army's miserable is
You got
not doing it right.
decent breaks then.
I'm not miserable in the Army. I blow shit up. I get paid to blow things up, dude. Work out and blow things up.
Well, JT just runs, and he's already made more than we ever will.
Backwood.
That's
Rick
facts.
Salem praise Dale. Goodness.
That's wrong. What?
So Ashley says everyone is blaming Irsay. I mean,
she's out there. She's out there on social media right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's easy to blame Irsay because Irsay never shuts up. So I mean,
this is just.
I told somebody the other day. It's like flies. It's like telling a fly to stay off of shit. If you're gonna blame Irsay, like it
just depends on the timeline, really.
Irsay's on the Quaaludes.
Ian Rappaport is reporting that the trade request came after the meeting with Irsay, but Stephen Holder is reporting that the request actually came earlier in the week. So,
I say it's good.
And in my opinion, it's not. It's even if it came with them meeting at today or whatever, it's still not Irsay's fault. It's all these running backs crying about money. They care about money more than they care about playing the damn game.
And it's not even JT's time is the worst part. Like if you look at Saquon, bro, like this is his franchise tag year.
Yeah.
This is
he at least has an argument.
I don't know why I keep forgetting his damn name.
Pollard?
The Cowboys running back, yeah. This is his time. This is franchise tag time. You look at Josh Jacobs. This is his deal's time. He's 25. JT, this was not your time.
Yeah.
So it's
and
like
now you're just stirring up shit, man. It's just a bad move from him.
So Chris Kaiser says, why is he even there if he wants out? So
he has no choice.
To me personally, man, look, I'm the social media guy. So if everybody goes look around the content, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I'm the guy that posted that said hi haters because I thought this was clearly a situation. Jonathan Taylor said in April or May that he wants to be close to retirement. And he showed up every single day since. Like, I don't know if he wanted out, why even show up. So honestly, I couldn't tell you. But point being is that like if you're not going to want to be there, then you don't show up. So I honestly couldn't tell you. I thought this was a settled situation. I thought he was just going to stick it out until either he was off the pup or until the Colts gave him some kind of offer so he could see where his number was at. But at the end of the day, this is just not the time for him. This was not your time. Like you have to be on the cusp of being out or being in for this to be your time. So
I'm here with Kevin, man.
Let's talk about these shit.
We just spent an hour and 37 plus minutes on saying the same thing over and over and over and over. It's all we're doing is repeating ourselves.
So those facility shitters, I hear they get like both types of flesh, like the liquid and the solid. So like pretty high speed facility shitters. I'm a big fan of them personally. They haven't requested a trade, so really a big plus for me. Have yet to use them, but I look forward to the opportunity to one day both piss and shit in the
I have used them. They're actually not.
How
too
are
bad.
they?
It's a little cold when they have the window open, but
yeah, that's understandable.
I
hope you're happy, Kevin. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh man!
All right, so we basically spent the entire show talking about JT. Real quick,
I mean, it's big news.
So because we got another comment that
Nope. We already moved on. We're talking about shitters.
No.
We're talking.
Matt said it gets cool when you piss in them. All right, as long as
I clicked on the wrong one.
But this comment's the same as what we've all been saying. I get it, Andrew. Appreciate you watching. We've all.
Who else you guys got? Where's your training camp battles? Who you guys got?
There we go. Thank you.
What are we looking for? Matt, go ahead.
My battle is clear, obvious, bro.
That was my.
Man, I'm about to restrict your rights, bro. Jesus.
No. I didn't know you clipped it. Go ahead. Who's your training camp battles?
It's clear, man. AR Minshew. That's who my eyes on right now. 100%.
Zach, who you got?
Well,
he doesn't even know.
No, there's a couple. They're all on the offensive line. So I want to see how Ryan Kelly bounces back because last year was arguably his worst year that he's been in the league. And I also
let's get some amperage in that voice, bro.
Sorry, bro. And I'm also I I want to see who's starting the right guard. Like right now, it's Will Fries, and I absolutely can't stand the guy because he's not strong and he doesn't really do anything. But just stand there. I mean, he's literally the new human traffic cone. Now that
you talking about Will
now
Fries?
that Pryor's
Will
Fries.
Fries. I ain't gonna do it like that just yet, man.
Now
you guys know my hot take was Emil Ekiyor was going to be our starting right guard, right?
I think that's what I think. I think it's either Blake Freeland or Emil Ekiyor could possibly, or hey, even Braden Smith could possibly even slide in there and start a right guard, just because in my opinion, Fries is a solid backup, but he's
about that boy
questionable
Jake Witt.
starter. Jake Witt, thank you for being on the podcast, but I think you're a practice squad player.
Oh, Zach, you're a hater.
Damon, what position are you looking for? Who are you looking for in training camp?
Any receiver matched up against Dallas Flowers, that's going to be our CB1. And I've heard he's had 0 pass breakups and has been cooked by every receiver in the receiving court.
Alec Pierce cooked him, dog.
Pierce put him on a highlight reel.
They said Pittman has took him to the field like 3 times, bro. It's not looking good for our boy Dallas Flowers, who I don't know which one of y'all said he's going to be a serviceable corner. It's not looking like that because we're
trash.
We got another corner. We got another corner coming in for a visit. We signed another one this week, so they're not seeing what they want.
It's clearly a problem.
Trash.
The corner coming in for a visit is actually a practice squad, special teams guy. So that's not the guy. Even though Damon wants to hate on our corners, and Juju Brents was not out there that day. So let's relax a little bit. And obviously, he's getting cooked by Alec Pierce, who I think will be a very good receiver.
No offense, he got cooked by a white dude.
Wide receivers are just really good.
Whoa. Let's not bring race into this, bro. Just because
he
white,
got cooked
like
a white dude.
He's a unique receiver, okay?
No.
Pierce he got mossed. It wasn't even good.
He's white, but he got black calves, bro. So let's relax, okay?
Facts.
All right. Let's relax. My boy got some speed. Trev, where are you going with it with training camp battles?
Yeah, man, this topic just really got me fired up. So I'm gonna have to go Big Q versus the facility shitters after lunch. That's my training camp battle to really focus on. Really pulling for Big Q there though. Realistically, man, I've been super hyped about the tight ends. I've said before, I think rookie QBs really tend to rely on their tight ends because they have simpler routes. Usually it's more of a sure thing. So I just want to see who steps out and becomes that number 1 tight end, because I think this is the bridge year and probably the last year that Mo is that guy.
So I don't even think
these young guys step up.
I think the starting tight end is actually going to be Jelani.
I hope that's my pick as well.
I think when it comes to the style of offense that Shane likes to run with, if AR starts, and I just think Jelani fits the style, the downfield type threat. Yeah, fast, big.
Ogletree.
No, I don't even know who. Hold on. I'm not saying anything about Ogletree because
he hasn't got to play.
He hasn't done. I mean, he was hurt.
He was injured.
He has. No, he has. He is fully healthy.
Okay.
No, he is now. I'm saying we haven't got to see him.
But at the same time, I'm not putting him up on the top with Jelani when I haven't seen him do anything.
Well, he was splitting first team reps with Jelani.
I like it.
Okay, that's good.
I like it. I'll take both of them, man.
I didn't hear much about tight ends today.
We have 8 tight ends, so we've got 3 starters and then 4 backups.
Yeah. So just like what Matt said to you guys, to everybody, I think the split between Jelani and Drew Ogletree, I think Mo Ali Cox is going to be an odd man out there. So that's specifically.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Do not forget about Kylan Granson.
Steady
hand, exactly. So I didn't choose that one specifically for a reason. But I'm going back here to what Zach had said at the burnt toast cornerbacks. I think the significant position for us is rookie cornerbacks. When you have to go rookie at cornerbacks, I think this has to be the most significant battles. The one I love the most is that Kenny Moore is looking like 2022 Kenny, not the contract Kenny, the one before that. I mean, this guy has been playing inside. He's been playing outside. And I don't want to say he's been locking people up, but I want to say every time he's been matched on, MPJ has been an incompletion.
Yes. He's been doing well. He has to because Dallas Flowers.
Loving the way he's been playing. Dallas Flowers obviously a shorter corner. He has to play just like Isaiah Rodgers would play. Even though y'all want to keep killing my guy, I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think Dallas Flowers has the ball skills as Isaiah Rodgers had,
or the DraftKings account.
Very significant. He has the speed. He has the ability. I don't know if he can play the exact same way. But I love that competition there. And then once we see Juju's who I really want to see that would tell me a crap ton of what we're going to be at cornerback, because obviously when you have rookie cornerbacks, you're cooked in this league. This is a passing league. Mm-hmm. You just don't win with rookies. I mean, you could ask Zach. Zach is probably the biggest hater on rookies, especially paying that position. But I think Juju playing that position.
That's a Sauce Gardner.
That's a first round pick, bro. I'm just saying. I get what you're saying.
Rookie DBs have been solid.
The couple years.
The past couple years, yes.
That dude's a stud.
I mean, that's a first round pick. But yeah, Woolen is the one that I would say, yeah, we have the ability. But Juju hasn't practiced because of a wrist injury. I want to say today was his day. Legitimately out there. Stop laughing, Damon. This ain't funny, bro. If we gotta watch rookie quarterbacks, if we gotta watch rookie quarterbacks get cooked, I'm gonna be upset all season.
But I think, Marco, to be fair,
Flowers, because he's gonna get cooked, dog. If he actually is good,
I'll
send you flowers and give you your flowers.
Hey, it's all good. I might expect some expensive flowers as well. So,
I think they said Rush has been looking good.
Yeah, so I think exactly. That's what I think it will come back to, our pass rush. But I don't think our competition is there because I think we know who our starters are as far as defensive ends, and I think we know who our tackles are as far as defensive tackles.
Oh yeah,
our 1 and our 3 takes. So I don't think that's where the competition will come down to. I think it will come down to being beat. Obviously, when you're a small corner, you can be beat by a big threat.
Kind of a dark horse position battle, but I think one that's not getting talked about enough is the safety spot with Nick Cross and Blackman, because
there's another dark horse that you upset me. I thought you were going to say it.
Rodney Thomas.
No,
and it's the that Gus Bradley has really noticed an improvement in Nick Cross from year 1 to year 2. Nice. He talked about him.
Gus Bradley is he's just stingy, bro. He's like one of them type of people where like he see a position as his baby. And he don't just want to give it to anybody. Like he wants to be stingy with it. So I think
that's everyone on our team though. That's our whole staff. Is like,
but I mean that's again they did that whole.
Julian Blackman hasn't practiced,
right?
And so Nick Cross is getting those reps.
They did that whole 3 safety look last year, and that was a valuable look for Indianapolis when McLeod was playing. Mm-hmm. So I look for Indianapolis to be heavy again with 3 safeties. So using Nick Cross down at the line of scrimmage or whatever is definitely a positive in that aspect.
I'm with that.
I like that.
What was your other dark horse position, Matt?
Linebacker.
How? It's set.
How?
We played a dog.
Hold on.
Zayire's a dog.
We play predominantly 2 linebackers at a time.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a battle between Zaire and EJ Speed.
No. Zaire's our linebacker number 2. If Shaq is completely healthy, he's that guy.
Yeah, no shit about that one.
And then if they really want to, you could probably, because he's a big safety, you could probably put Cross at a linebacker spot too and use him for his speed.
I 100% agree with Zach there.
There's no way that to me, that's the one position on defense besides the front 4 I don't worry about.
Absolutely.
Set it, forget it.
Yeah, I don't worry about it either.
100%.
I definitely give the edge to Zaire. I mean, he was really solid for us. He's been solid for us. But I will say, playing devil's advocate, the snaps that we saw EJ Speed get last year, he played well. Like there was a couple times EJ jumped out to me. I'm like, hey, like we're finally getting something out of this guy. If he continues that trend,
this is why our linebacker room is literally a revolving door. That door is 1 in, 1 out. Every time you see a guy
Saw
Play
Walker go.
stellar.
Saw Bobby go.
Yep. Anthony
So-
Walker.
so-
Hold on.
so-
Anthony Walker. Bobby O replaced Anthony Walker. Bobby O's gone. Zaire Franklin's here. Zaire Franklin's going to be gone because EJ Speed's going to play there. Then EJ Speed's going to be gone. Any other linebacker we have after that's going to take his spot. It's just a revolving door because Chris Ballard knows linebackers.
So I don't think that is a revolving door because of the fact that I think EJ Speed will cover for whoever needs to cover.
That's literally a revolving door. Literally just
I don't think it's a revolving door because I think when you have those two guys, they're both going to want to stay on the field. I think Shaq's going to want to prove himself every single play. I think Zaire's going to want to prove himself every single play. So until they absolutely need to come out,
but
I don't think EJ.
It's been proven that every linebacker we've had outside of Shaq does not get paid.
EJ got a second contract.
That's how it is. That is how it's a revolving door. That's literally what I just explained.
Yeah, but that can be
somewhere else.
That can be a revolving door. Both of those guys got 2-year deals, so that's not a revolving door. Zaire is on a 3-year deal, so that means he's stuck for another 2 years. So that's not a revolving door. That means I'm going to play until I'm tired, and then you can come in and make a play.
Well,
Colts invested like $40 million in the linebacker room this offseason.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think that's a revolving door at all. I think we're solidified until we're not. So until a guy needs a breath or they're hurt, the other guy isn't playing. Maybe if you said 3 or 4 position at linebacker is going to be a door, then I'd agree. But I don't think 1 to 2.
I think you just
not going to be open.
That's okay.
That's the only thing I disagree with DeMarco in that they're going to play till they're tight, because I think what we saw last year with Gus is that he's really on top of like rotating guys in and out. We saw a lot of guys that didn't usually get play time get a rotate in, especially at safety. And even like I said, like we saw EJ Speed a fair amount last year. We saw Ben Bannigan, like we saw guys that rotated. So it's not just they're the guy until they're tired. They would be able to come out and actually play.
Zach, you kill me, bro.
Yeah, that's what
real quick to argue against that real quick though, Trey. If Shaq was 100% Shaq, how much rotation do we see between Shaq, Bobby Okereke, and those other guys? Please tell me.
Yeah,
Zaire wouldn't touch the field.
I'm talking specifically because we're talking about Zaire and EJ.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm saying.
I can see EJ getting like 30 to 70, like 30%. Okay, so Zaire gets 70%.
But that's my point. But EJ Speed played 100% of special team snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Zaire Franklin played 100% of special team snaps.
Hey, so last year,
if Shaq is healthy and Okereke is healthy, then we don't see.
Here's the number.
No, I'm just saying those rotations though. Zaire's not coming off the field.
Here's the numbers right here. Last year, EJ Speed had 314 defensive snaps. The year before that, hold on. The year before that, he had 146.
Because of health. Because of health to Shaq. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like if it's not health, you're not seeing Shaq, and it's not you, Zach. It's not you, Zach. It was Damon's. If Shaq is healthy and Okereke is healthy, you're not seeing other linebackers coming off the field. And from Zach's perspective, how he always talks about overpaying guys, I don't see a point to overpay Okereke when you can get that same split between Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed. That's just my point there.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing there. That's what Matt was talking about with a revolving door, is that like we replaced Okereke with Zaire, and then if
you
Zaire
went left field with my
point. Out, yeah,
right.
I think we're saying roughly the same thing.
Yeah, there are 3 positions that
I don't know. I think we play 2 linebackers.
Yeah. We do. But if your name's not Shaq,
Ballard drafts linebackers.
You're moved. Like it's you're not the only guy on the field.
I mean, somewhat. If not a
so last year, Zaire took 100% of the snaps because he was in place of Shaq. If Shaq's on the field, Zaire's going to be the guy that's not taking 100% snaps.
Okay, but if I'm Zaire, looking at everything I've seen from Zaire, I'm not coming off the field unless I'm hurt.
But Gus
he's coming off the field when Gus tells him to.
Yeah, no, I don't give a damn what Gus tells him.
You have to. What do you mean?
No way, bro.
You can't just tell the coach no.
No, I will tell the coach no. I was the 5th leader. I lead the Colts organization in tackles. Not Shaq.
You lead the liquor store and how many bottles you bought today.
Not Shaq. But no, you can try and make You can try and make jokes all you want to, but Zaire leads the Indianapolis Colts.
He's great
in tackles.
Yeah, but that's single season, bro.
Yeah, single season, but it doesn't matter. I'm just.
But if I'm
like,
Darius, I'm like, bro, you got any All Pros? You got any Pro Bowls?
Okay.
Like,
no. I'm not saying Shaq. I'm saying number 2. I'm not coming off the field. I'm not coming off the field unless I'm hurt. Unless I'm terrible in coverage. If you're saying that he's going to be terrible in coverage, okay.
He had 57. He had 57 more tackles than EJ Speed. That's it.
bro.
That's not even really that much compared to the
100.
Hold on. I'm using literal stats compared to the 100% of snaps.
No, I'm just not going to argue.
Come on, man. You keep saying no. 100% of the snaps that Zaire got, EJ Speed got 23%. And you only have 57 more tackles. I don't care if you led the damn team in tackles at that point.
Okay.
Bro,
that means that you're not that far ahead.
Okay,
you are not that far ahead. So you don't lead shit on this team.
The whole reason I'm saying is I'm not going to argue that. But who would you rather be on the field?
So my point isn't like who would you rather be? It's a good strategy from coaching to just swap guys out fairly often and like get those fresh legs in, give this guy a chance to get a break, and then put him back in. Like that's all I'm saying.
But that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying that's what I just said. You guys are arguing against what I just said. I said I'm not coming out unless I'm tired. That's what I just said.
You said injured.
No, I said injured or tired. That's the only 2 reasons that you rotate.
You come out depending on personnel grouping and scheme. It's not just all about if you're tired or not.
Yeah, so that's personnel and scheme. That means if I'm coming out, Nick Cross, a safety, somebody smaller is coming.
Oh, you are crazy. You are crazy.
Okay, I'm just drunk. But Jalen Jones is doing good, says Ash. I'm just drunk.
I'm going to bed, y'all, because I got to work at like 4 a.m. So, like,
it
peace,
did sneak up on us.
Hot sauce, go Colts. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Deuces, homies.
All right, man, go Colts.
Yeah, as we come up on hour 2 here, man, we spent a lot of time on JT today.
Yeah, way too much.
We sure did. We sure did because there was a hell of a lot there. Jordan says I'm also wrong. If the coach says he's off, he's off. I totally get that, but in my opinion, I just feel like if you're Zaire or you're Shaq, the only reason you're coming off the field is if you're injured or you're hurt.
I agree with Shaq. I agree with Shaq, but I don't agree with Zaire.
Obviously, what Matt said when it comes to personnel and scheme, you're going to want to switch up those things, so you got to come off when the coach tells you to come off. But I'm just saying, if I'm Zaire and I've already played in the sack position the Shaq position for an entire year, if I'm not tired, if I'm not hurt, I wouldn't see a reason why I'm coming off because I'm trying to renew up on my contract.
I get it. He doesn't want to. I think that's just how Gus approaches it, though.
Yeah, it is.
He's been heavy with snap rotations. I'm not saying like a bad thing at all. I think that's just how he approaches it. That's his strategy. And I'm not against it personally.
For sure. I feel it there. I ain't too much upset with you. I'm just saying in that position. I'm just saying if I'm Zaire, I'm on a 1-year deal where I'm trying to get paid. Like I'm not coming off.
He said, "What do you say, Coach? What do you say?"
Hold on. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't tell you. Hey, EJ, go back. I couldn't hear Coach.
Yeah.
hey, what's the play, Shaq? Yeah.
Hurry up, let's get it. All right, boys. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about to hop off too, man.
Yeah, man, it's getting late.
It's all good.
We spent an hour and a half on.
Jim Irsay,
you messed up our Q&A.
Hey, Rob, you came in a little late here, man. But at the end of the day, Jim Irsay never gives us a cold day. Appreciate everybody who came in tonight, all 26 viewers or more, if there were more.
Yeah, there were more.
Thank you all very much.
Appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you guys can do. We appreciate you guys, and we hope this JT court situation settles out pretty firm.
And if this is your first time listening, man, we do this every Saturday, roughly 8:15-ish, every Saturday evening we're on talking Colts football, man. And we're still working on setting up other sports as well, so be on the lookout for that. But
and for fantasy's sake, whoever didn't know, Sony Michel retired today.
See you later.
Ooh.
He was a decent bag.
Hey, he was all right.
Getting paid, though.
Sean McVay, said today. But Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We got a lot of viewers tonight. Obviously, never being a Colts fan is never a dull day. So we appreciate you guys for coming through.
Thanks.
Go Colts.
It's always go Colts,
baby.
He is going to drop the throw. Fires deep along the right sideline for Alec Pierce. He's got it. Touchdown! Touchdown! Alec Pierce spikes it into the